Well, just like Mama used to always say, gotta get your chores done before you can go fishing. Looks like I got my work cut out for me. Or what I don't have cut out soon will be. Got some stacks going. Gonna need a few more. Try to get out after this. Split a bucket, go out fishing. Well, finally made it out here. Felt like slow motion getting out here today. It wasn't the chores so much. That went pretty quick with the wood pile. Got a couple bucket, tractor full bucket full split. So I felt like I had some time to get out here, but it was all the associated tasks with the paraphernalia, fly fishing and some spinning stuff and waders and boots and not knowing whether I was gonna wade or not. So I brought a couple different sets of everything, some warmer clothes in case it's gonna cool off. Pretty warm right now, about 50 degrees. But yeah, I've got a stream coming in down here, and probably gonna hike down to that and fish the riffle on the left-hand bank. Over here it's deeper, down along that whole bank. I'll give it a try. Sense of nostalgia standing here and spending some time since I've been here, so I did make it. I'm gonna give it a shot. Well, the water's a little muddier than I thought it was going to be. This little feeder stream's clear, but the main stem has got some mud in it. It rained about 2 days ago, so I guess it's just still coming down out of the mountains. Surprise, surprise. Got something on here, decent. Pulling hard. Uh-oh, he's got me in the bushes. You got me in the bushes? Looks like he's got me in the bushes. Can open the bail and hope he swims out with it, I guess. Oh, made it downstream a little bit. I had my camera angle wrong, but I just lost a good one. I looked back on the screen and I could see that yeah, I didn't have the angle right, but I also didn't have the angling right because the water's a little muddy, and the fish of course ran right for the blockage, and I couldn't see it under the water. He got tangled in it and I lost the fish. I got my little spoon, my little Colorado spoon back though, so we'll try it again. Brought some waders in case I decide to put them on. We'll give it a few casts down here. Getting towards evening. Fish for about an hour. I think because the water's a little muddy, especially upstream here. This is clear coming in, but the main stem is muddy. So we'll hit it again. Nice little stream coming in here. Little back eddy here. The problem is I can't see how deep it is. The water's just muddy enough that I can't tell the depth. I couldn't see the snags. Otherwise I would have steered that fish around that. Oh, right there. Okay. Little rainbow. Ooh. A little too small. A little too small for the smoker. Is that a little rainbow? Looks like a nice little rainbow. Still got the power marks on them. I don't even want to touch them. You're gonna just get the hook out of them. Whoop. I lost my hemostats. Dang it. That's what happens when you're walking through the brush, I guess. Let me turn this guy without touching him. There he goes. Oop. Caught him again. There we go. Yeah, he's hanging out right here. Right at the speeder stream. I thought there might be something there. Might have been an 8-inch rainbow. Alright, well that was good to see. Alright. Trolling it right down by the bottom. In this muddy water, not knowing what I might snag, but that was the method to get it down to where the fish are hanging by the debris in the water. Got one on here. Yeah, that's a decent little brown trout. I think that's what that bigger fish was that I missed upstream. Seemed like a good sized brown. This is a little guy, we'll let him go. Not quite big enough for the smoker. I lost my hemostats in the brush. But I got this beauty. This is also a wild fish. No fins are clipped. Real beautiful. Let me get this out of him. Without my hemostats, it's tough. There we go. There he goes. Catch you later. Next year. Another 4 or 5 inches bigger. Oh, there's another one. Right away. Huh. What do we got here? Could be the time of day. It just kind of started to get like it's getting towards nightfall. Looks like about, it might be a little bit bigger. Another brown. Get some orange on him, maybe it's a male. Whew! Feisty. Come on up here, say hello. Oh yeah. Geez, we gotta find your parents there. Your mama. Where's your mama? Try to get this out for you. There we go. Turn him upside down. Hey, didn't even have to touch him. Look at that. There he goes. Off with his other buddy. So I think that was a male with all those bright colors. But the bite just kind of picked up. Literally in the last 2 minutes here. All right. Well, we'll check back if anything else happens. Oh, I didn't get that on camera. Nice spirited, looks like a rainbow here. Good sized fish. I have the camera angle right. I had it on time, but it jumped out of the water about 3 or 4 feet. I don't think I caught it, but bigger fish for this little stream. I thought there might be something in here. It's a little bit of a hike to get back in here. I'll try to tire him out good. I think he got the hook good. Yeah, nice. There we go. Got that. It's jumped about 3 or 4 times. Might have got that one. It's almost like a steelhead, but it's a rainbow. Big rainbow in this little stream. Oh, there he goes again. He hasn't thrown the hook yet. He's gonna, if I don't get him landed here pretty quick. Oh, he's a good one for the stream. Strong fish too. Still pretty green. See if I can get him up where he throws it, spits it. Yeah, that's a 3-pound rainbow. 2.5, 3 pounds, 20 inch. Yeah, I believe it's 20 inches just past this marker, this label on this rod here. It's 20 inches, so it's just under 19.5. That's a good one. Get a few in the freezer for the winter time. So there's one. That's what we were after, something a little bit bigger. Been letting the 12 and 13, 14 inch fish go. I figured anything over 15, and this guy is it. So good one. Another good fish. Maybe a 15, 16 inch. Beautiful wild rainbow. It's tough tossing the soft plastic for a while here, and I caught one 19.5. And I decided to switch over and try the same run, go back through with a spoon, a little Colorado spoon. And yeah, there was another fish in there. Oop, is he on the branch? Nope, almost lost him. Get him over here where I can pull him in. Whack that spoon coming downstream. Beautiful. All right. I'll measure this guy and let him go. Might be just under a beautiful steelhead looking rainbow. Wild rainbow. That's a beaut. Yeah. All right. 14.5, so we'll let this one go. Get those beautiful white tips on the fins, like wild fish do. Nothing, no fins are cut, so we know that's a wild fish. We want to keep those genetics in there. Beautiful. And another one on the upstream presentation of the little spoon. They don't seem to really go after it much if you're going against the current. I always cast it upstream So it's an upstream presentation. Beautiful brown trout. Real pretty spawning, fall spawning colors. Let's see, I think I gotta go around this to get him up on shore here. But yeah, casting up into a riffle like this, downstream up, and then raise the rod tip and reel just enough to keep it off the bottom so it flutters next to the bottom. And that seems to be the better presentation compared to a downstream presentation for spoons and spinners. Because it rides, this little lure would ride too high up in the water column if the fish are down nearer the bottom, which they typically are, looking up for anything that might be between them and the surface. But if you get it down closer to the bottom, I think the colors are a little bit more muted, so the flashiness is kind of more equal to the darker water. And that's how we get them. Nice little, looks like a little male, young male. We'll let him go too. And keep bigger fish once in a while, especially in the fall. Little Colorado spoon. It's like silver, half gold. Upstream. Reel and pull up. Feel it bounce the bottom. Get it up off the bottom. You don't want to get snagged, but down near the bottom. And most of my fishing for trout with spoons, spinners, jig flies, and what else I've been using, the little plastic Kitex to bounce upstream. Kitex, so the jig head's got the hook up, so you're less likely to hit the bottom, but they don't have as much flash. So to mix it up a little bit, a couple different presentations. A lot of times when I'm doing this spinner fishing that's in the fall, I do have a fly rod with me. It's a little chilly for flies to be rising, so I didn't bring it with me. I mean, it's in the pickup, but I don't have it with me. We do get a blue wing olive hatch, and what the tricos come off in the fall, and some caddis come off. But if I'm just out to get a few fish, larger fish, I definitely focus more on that in the fall. And what I like to do is cover water fast and also just see what's in there. So like I let go a bunch of 12, 13, 14 inch fish, and well, I know they're here in the springtime. Come back with a fly rod when there's flies coming off the water. I do use streamers and minnow imitations on the fly rod as well. It just takes a little bit more to get yourself set up with a fly rod. Positioning wise, you can cover more water with a spinning rod. And if I'm searching the water and or fishing for a bigger fish that might be deeper, it's hard to get a fly down 10-12 feet consistently. But an upstream presentation with a jig or a lure a lot of times will produce, because you can get down to where the fish are. And it's a little bit of a learning curve as far as not losing lures, and maybe even knowing the water a little bit as far as where the snags are. I haven't been here in a few years. Water's been up this summer, so although it hasn't changed much, the water's a little deeper. So hence again the quarter ounce and 3/8 ounce, 1/8 ounce jigs and lures. Let's see if I could cross, hit the other side. That's about knee deep. Real strong current up here though. Now if fish could be holding this time of year, they could be holding right in this fast current. If they're feeding, they'll come up out of a pool and hang in these little undercut banks and behind rocks and stones. It's a little deeper over here on this side than I thought it was. Almost waist deep. It's over my knees. All right, That's my upstream presentation technique. That seems to produce. In the summertime I stick with the fly rod more, but in the fall, just trying to catch a few bigger fish to bring home. Yeah, especially when there's no flies coming out the water. It's probably about 45-50 degrees out. Just cold enough. Real pretty back in here though. Water's emerald green. Flows into this one big bend pool that's out away from the road. So unless you hike back out in here, and it's all this knotweed and vines, and it's not easy getting back in here. The road's on that side, so the best thing to do is hike the couple miles up the stream to avoid all that, and fish on the way. I always catch a few in the smaller pools, but there's just this one larger tail out pool here, and I just caught 3 decent fish right in this riffle. So they're up in here feeding. Less structure back in here, more freestone current over here. Now I give this side a try and move down. And one more downstream hole that I want to hit, so we'll check back in. Now for this slower section here, I'm going to switch back over to what I had started off with, which is an 1/8 ounce jig head with a paddle tail. And a little underspin gives it a little flash. Sometimes I even cut the tail off. It's a trick I learned steelhead fishing, using these on a float. Yeah, it's got a little less movement without the paddle on it. There's not a lot of people that hike down in here. I haven't seen any boot tracks. And although there's property that borders it, it's probably just the people that own the land that come down here to swim on the other side. A little piece of property behind me on the opposite bank, closer to the road. So it's real steep, but I'm sure they come down here and swim. Matter of fact, I see a rope over there, so they got a little rope swing. Use the little TA clips or stealth clips and change lures pretty quickly. It's not as good as a loop knot, but there again, I'm just kind of hitting some of this water quickly. It's getting darker earlier, getting colder out sooner. Oh, look at that. We got a monarch caterpillar there. Hey buddy, what are you doing down here on the rocks? Okay. So I'm going to search this deeper water. Something a little bit more subtle. This is a little more subtle presentation. Not as flashy. But I have been getting some of my bigger trout on that. It's a little smallmouth size lure. I think it's a, what, 2.8 inch paddle tail. You can even cut them. Sometimes I cut them back. You can cut some of this plastic off and shorten it up. Make it even smaller if the bait's really small. We'll give this a try. I caught that brown a little while ago, so I know there's some decent browns in here, and that's what we're after now. A little short on that cast, but I'm gonna get down there. And oh, the other thing is I don't like to crunch rocks in the water. That'll definitely put down a larger fish, or make them aware that you're there. So stay out of the crunching rocks in the water. I think water intensifies noise as well. It's like a you know, magnifies the sound. You can hear that for a long distance off underwater. So crunching stones definitely is not your friend. I try to stay out of the water as much as possible. Hence, again, the spinning rod, which versus the fly rod, you definitely have more range with a spinning rod. And because you can put some weight on it, you can get more depth too. So these deep, slow holes like this, it's tough to get a fly down 10-12 feet consistently. But yeah, there's a few flies in the air despite the cold. My hands are starting to get a little numb. I'm just going to try this stretch here. Down below me there's a couple of larger stones as well. Real pretty back in here. A couple bigger fish because it doesn't get hit very often. And that's the way we like it. Alright, now that I've kind of fished a little bit closer to me, I'll step out a little bit. I really want to stay away from crunching stones. You'll wonder why you're not catching any fish. And it's because they heard you coming like 50 yards away. Actually, this is closer than 50 yards. This may be like 60 feet, 20 yards. So that sound travels. And it just alerts them, especially if they have some experience. They say, oh, something's in the stream, and they'll just head for cover. You won't even know they're there. So I like the jig because you can fish the entire water column with it. You can fish it fast and up near the surface, or you can just let it sink and right to the bottom. And depending on how deep it is, and adjust your weight or what size bait you're using. But 1/8 ounce, 3/16, maybe quarter in a bigger river. This is a stream really with a big pool, but it's not really a river-sized pool. Small river maybe. So yeah, I've got 1/4 ounce, but I think it's only about 12 foot deep, 14 foot deep at the most here. So this 1/8 ounce will get down there, just to let it glide down. Give it a little lift. Kind of just let it go with the current. They're facing upstream, so that's another reason why an upstream presentation is best, because they basically have their attention focused forward. So they're less likely to see you when you approach them from behind, and they're already facing up in the current anyway. So something they're more natural for them to see something coming and attack it from downstream in an upstream fashion, rather than most people fish. They'll cast downstream and pull it up through the current, but then the lure is going to definitely ride way higher in the water column, and it's an unnatural presentation because the fish are facing upstream. But also, you think about it, a little minnow, it can't really sustain going straight up a fast current for very long, so it doesn't even look natural. Whereas if they're coming downstream with the current and they look a little injured, or they're like this, I'm giving it a jigging action, so it's going up, come down, going up, coming down, like it might be injured, and coming down with the current. The fish is facing up the stream. You got a better chance of getting your bigger fish that way for sure. Now I know there's probably a fish right on this point right here where this ledge goes into the water. I just don't know that I'm getting down deep enough. Right where that current falls over that rock right there. I've kind of got my jig down there right now, but no takers. So I'll go downstream and fish this more subtle plastic, the jig, and then I'll come back through and I might cast a spinner or a spoon, little Thomas Buoyant spoon, Colorado spoon, 1/8 ounce. I'll throw that up just to see if maybe something, they were more aggressive, or they didn't see this. This one here is real subtle. All right, well, if I hook a big one, I'll let you know. See the bottom fairly clearly here. It's definitely turning more freestone, less creaky, coming up through the woods here. And stop and see if I can see one swimming in the current. which I have been spotting them. And they've been willing to chase, but not willing to bite. So I hooked a few. Got one probably 13, almost 14 inches. It's the biggest one I've seen so far, actually. That was on like one of the first casts, first places I tried. And then everything else I saw after that was a little smaller at the largest. And lots of little guys. 4 or 5 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, 10. Not many over 12 that I've seen, but the water's definitely deep enough down here, and beavers have created almost like little beaver ponds in the river, and which creates some deeper holes. But right now it's fall, so brook trout are spawning, and I'm just trying to figure out if they just keep going up or they stop in places like this. So it's kind of exploratory as far as figuring out what the fish do in the fall up here, way up north. All right, didn't see much here. Shallows right here. Pretty. A lot of cedar. Thick. This is what I'm going to be fishing. Pocket water, some runs, 3 to 4 foot deep, freestone, feeder river, north of larger rivers and streams and ponds. So looking for maybe some more aggressive fish that might be moving up here for spawning, browns and brooks, and maybe some resident rainbow trout in here, and who knows, maybe hopefully a smallmouth or two. But I don't see any boot tracks here, so it doesn't look like it's been fished. Probably get some pressure in the summertime, but these fish that are moving up might have it. This is where you might have an opportunity of catching a bigger fish that comes from larger waters that might come up here to spawn. In the fall, the males can be aggressive, so I got some colorful streamers and spinners and things like this, flashy stuff that if the fish are aggressive, you might get a bite. Flies with some red and colors in them, even some black sometimes works good. Water's not stained though, so probably use the lighter color flies with some color in them, and spinners with some red, a little egg dot in there. That might work. Got the 4-weight fly rod and some waders, vest. Gonna head up there with my lunch and let's see what happens. See kind of a washout here. Otherwise it's pretty tangly, this old bridge abutment. Gonna start off at the head pocket water of this and work down through this little section that's shaded. It's overcast today, but got a deep little run there. There's actually a few little teeny flies in the air. It's just warm enough. Start off with the fly rod. I can reach that pretty easy. Little marabou fly. Get it wet, so it'll fly through the air a little better. Try that. Nice little pocket right here. Nothing in that upper pocket, at least I didn't see anything. Work my way down. Looking for fish that might be moving up. I'll work my way downstream. Water temperature is probably about 50. Feels warm. I'll work my way up from here. Doesn't look like there's anybody been hiking down here. All right, if I hook anything, we'll see you then. All right, well, I decided to throw a spinner down through that hole I just threw the fly through, and I picked up something here. It's running right upstream with me. Oh, it's a decent little, what? Is that a brook trout? What is that? What do we got here? It is. No, it's a brown. All right, that's what I thought might be up here. Little female. I'll throw her back. And she was hiding down there, right up next to the bank. I couldn't get the fly up next to the bank, so I decided I'll throw a spinner down along the bank where I can reach it better with this. And she whacked it a couple of times. Comes to a stop here. There we go. Get her back to the water. Beautiful fish though. Purple sheen, golds. Almost looked like a brook trout with the red dots. There we go. There you go, lady. Go get them. All right, so that's that gives me an indication. It is fall. Brown trout spawn in the fall. This goes to bigger water, so looks like we're on the right track. All right, I guess I gotta have the camera on more often. I did get this nice brook trout. Real pretty spawning colors. See if I can get them in the net here. What do we got? No place to bring them up. I have to lip them. Oh, he's got teeth. Beauty. Male. Jeez, his mouth came really open. That little hook down there. Oh. All right. Hemostats. Hold on, fishy. Yep, he got off good. Beautiful. Spawning male. The white, bright white fin trailers and orange belly. Hook jaw. Weighty little fish. That was kind of fun. All right, this is interesting. There's a pod of them, a pod of little brook trout. Looks like they're doing their spawning thing, chasing each other around down here. It's probably about 4 or 5 of them. I don't know if they're going to show on the camera. I can see them on the bottom, that sand bottom here. There's a couple of bigger ones. There's another pod of them down here. I don't know if we can get a cast out there. But there's a couple of bigger ones right at the tail out at this pool, right where the sand, they like to spread, yeah, they're reds. They like to build their reds in the sand of these tail out pools. And there's half a dozen more on this lower red. I'm gonna try to sneak, I guess, over here onto this, behind this brush over here, and cast up in there. Let's see if I can get into position just even for a cast. Great place to get all snaggled up. All right, second attempt at these spawning brook trout here. It looks like they're not spawning yet, but they're like competing for space, fighting amongst themselves up here. I caught one on the underspin, and then I had them chase it here, but then they soon lost interest after they saw it a few times. And I could see them up here rallying amongst themselves and pushing each other around. And there was a pretty big splash up here a few minutes ago, so I got a little MEF 0 on and see if they're aggressive enough to hit that spinner. If I can get it spinning down, going downstream. Nope, he didn't even go after it. They're really pushing each other around now. There we go. Oh, swing and a miss. That's it. Once they hit it once, go after it, see it a few times, they don't seem to stay interested in it. You got that one shot at them, almost like, yeah, see, they didn't even look at it. Oh well, I'll try flies or move downstream. Well, no boot tracks except my own. Working my way back up in here. Pretty little stream. Looking for maybe a bigger pool. There were a couple just below me there. Didn't raise anything. We'll go up a little bit farther and then we'll start heading down towards the river. The bigger river. Here, that's worthy of a check. Looks like two streams come together. Looking especially in the tail outs of these pools. A lot of times that's where migrating fish like to spawn, where there's sand and silt mixed in with the stones. Nothing popping out. A little deeper, quite a bit deeper. Yeah, I got two streams coming together here. Figured I'd come up here and give it a cast or two. Maybe I'll just throw the spinner out there. This one. See if there's anything up there. I'm trying to get underneath those branches of that spruce tree over there. Looks like I got a good cast. There we go. Thought there might be something in there. A little bit better fish. Keep them pinned. Yeah, that's about the size of what I would call a bigger fish in this stream. Fat little brown. There we go. That was a good hookup. That was a male. Yeah, young male. Let's see, we get some forceps here. That was cool. That was worth the hike up here. I thought I could see something a little bit bigger coming up. Sometimes I just search it out with a spinner upstream cast. There he goes. Go do your thing. Make some more. Make copies. Tell your mama. All right, that was pretty cool. Let's try it again. A nice little ledge hole on the way down. I probably could be catching all these fish on a fly rod. It would just take a little longer to position myself for the right angle. But this one kind of lends itself to it, so we'll give this one a throw with the streamer. And then I've been also picking it apart with a spinner, just because it's a little quicker to cover water. And of course you gotta let the fly sink a little bit. This little minnow imitation there. Marabou's really pretty breathy, breathes a lot, moves real slinky through the water. I haven't had a hit on it yet, but I've only taken a few casts with it. I'm trying this spot here with it. I don't know if I'm getting down deep enough. Looks like it's maybe 5 feet deep over there. Deep enough to hold a bigger fish. I might be riding above that ledge though. Browns like to be underneath undercut banks. Try another cast. Fly's pretty non-invasive as far as making a bunch of noises and splashing and ploops and plops like a lure or whatever does. Small spoon probably makes the most commotion. So we'll ply it with this streamer first. No chases. All right. I'll throw the spinner through there real quick. I have had several on that, but I've been fishing that mostly because it's just quicker to cover water with. All right. Got down here to the bigger river where that other smaller stream came in. Above here. I think we might see a few bigger fish down here. And the fish are definitely hanging in the tail out. It's nothing above here. Get this old trestle, like it's from the 1800s or something. Old bridge trestle. And it looked deep from up there, so I was gonna come down. Let's give it a little search with the spinner. Just a quick search. I got the fly rod with me. I don't see any flies coming off the water, and the fly rod takes a while. It's not as quick as the spin rod for searching the water just to see what's there. Got this little like egg pattern with the egg bead on it. A little plastic bead, I guess, on there. And yeah, I got this little guy. Another one. Real beautiful fish. There he goes. He's off. The fish are chunky. I'd like to catch a little bit bigger one. So the whole stretch here is pretty deep, and the fish is down. The fish are down at the tail outs of the pools, it seems like today. All right, we'll continue on. I've ever seen a dragonfly that green? Look at how green that is. Wow. It's got kind of a bent wing or something there. Yeah, he's injured. Real pretty. Metallic green. Nice. This might be my bigger fish. See if we can get him in. Whirling and twirling down there. I'll loosen up the drag a little. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, run over my fly rod. No place to land him here. Looks like I got the hook in him. Oh, there's a little spit here. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Here's my 20-inch brown eyes after. Whoa. Beautiful. I missed one downstream and followed my lure in and hit the plastic, but didn't get the hook. So this one got it. Nice. Only 17, 18. Perfect. Well, I made it to the confluence of these two rivers here. Oh, boy, it was quite a hike. Pretty stumbly round rocks all the way. Saw a few more fish. But these two streams come together. On this side, that side's obvious. Some nice ledgy, deep stuff, so I think the sun just went over the mountains. I don't have a lot of time, maybe 3 miles in. It's up in here, up near the Canadian border, about as far north as you can go and not be in Canada. There it is. Just had one on and lost it. It's pretty deep here. This branch of the, well, it's two rivers come together, two small streams come together. This has got a real deep tail out here. The other stream comes in behind this gravel bar. It's starting to get dark, so I got to get going, but real big deep scoop out, and I just had a nice fish up to the shore here by the time I hit the button, and it got off. So fish stories. There's another decent fish. I was just thinking I'd like to keep pushing up through here and keep fishing. That's, oh, lost him. But I'm running out of light. I was just thinking this is going to be my last cast, my last little stretch here. And I started at the top of the hole, and that was a decent fish, worthwhile fish, and I lost him, but I'm gonna lose my bait here too. See if I can just get 1 or 2 more casts out of it. I won't be asking a lot. It's pretty ripped up. I caught 4 or 5 fish on this. It's unheard of, really. These little baits don't hold up all that long, but there we go. We get 1 more cast out of it, and then I better get going. I got a long ways to go to get out of here. Got that one last fish. Last cast, like 10 casts ago was the last cast. Little guy. Thought there might be something in along those log jams. There we go. Little guy. Fun though. Fun stream fishing. It's good for your practicing your short casts, pinpointing casts. Like that. That was a good cast. It came from that other side there too. I think I just got a death wish for this lure. I gotta, ooh, did I go over it? I did go over it. Oh, I got it though. The last fish that hit it took the tail off of it, so I'm tailless, and that fish hit it despite it not having a tail. So yeah, sun's going down, so I gotta get going here. 1 more cast. All right, well, there were 2 fish in that hole. Caught 1. Some last little bit of sun as it's going, peeking down over the mountain there. Otherwise I'd keep going. It's beautiful back here. Thought I could smell Bigfoot. I better get out of here. This looks really nice down through here. Definitely could hold some bigger fish with some deeper runs, deeper holes, a lot of ledge that they can hide behind and under, get out of the sun. Very deep. Looks like it's 8 or 10 feet deep there. And this just kind of continues down. And a nice sloping riprap bank down there, a rocky ledge bank. So I'm gonna have to come back in here and pack a lunch, spend more of a day down here. Yeah, gotta hike through all of the alders and bramble and a lot of knotweed, vines. So it looks, oh, there's a fish. Oh, I had one. Oh, definitely felt some head shakes there. Good ones too. Darn it. I was talking instead of paying attention to what I was doing. Yep. Body, that's all mangled up. Twisted right around it. All right, well, I'm gonna try a few more casts, but like I said, I'm running out of steam. It's gonna get dark and probably take me a half of an hour at least to walk out of here. So, unless I hook something like I just did from here, I'm gonna call that one it. If anybody was ever wondering if there's quicksand, there's your answer. All this river silt that came in back here, I got snagged down there. So I thought if I went around, I might be able to get my lure back. Whew, I just pulled myself up out of there. Kind of scary though. I was bloop bloop blubbling, blurping up some swamp gas. But yeah, I sunk up to my knees and it was tough getting out. So that answers that question. I always wondered if there was quicksand. There's around these rivers in certain spots where the silt is washed in and the current hasn't taken it out. Just brought it in here, dumped it, and there you have it. Here I got my lure back, completely intact. So that's good. I only got a few left. This slopes away kind of weird. I don't want to slide down into it. And how deep it is, and there's a couple big logs down there. Brown trout love this kind of environment where they've got some back eddies, back currents, slower water but still some rocky bottom, big rocks and ledges and some logs. Perfect. And this is deep. It's way over my head. I don't want to slide in there, but I'm going to get down over here probably and try to fish this seam that goes under, a little bit of an undercut shelf over there. See if I can get out of here without drowning. Got out of and got around the spot that was like quicksand. I've never seen it like that before, like actual quicksand. Like 2 seconds you're up to your knees and sinking. So I'll make it out of here alive, but catch one more fish. There we go. And a faster current there. The jumper. Acting like a little wild rainbow. See what we got here. Sit there in the faster current. Yeah, nice little rainbow. Yeehaw! Wild guy. The fins look wild. They're not clipped and they got the little white tips on them. What a beauty. Hey, let's just get a good picture of you there, Bob. Ah, it's all flared out. Look at that. Alright. Alright, come on back over here. Get that out of there. There's a second one that I hooked. Another one. Cast right after I just caught that brown. Out here. Another brown. Got another one, Kim. Kim catches one. Trying to encourage her to get into river fishing. Look at it. Oh, they just started biting. Come on, Kim. Kimby. Oh, that's a good one. Nice brown. It might be landlocked. Gotta get it up on shore here. See, let's see. Yeah, that's a good one. 16. Alright, that's 3 in like 5 minutes. They really turned on all of a sudden. Nothing biting for, oh, half hour, 45 minutes, nothing. And then boom, boom, boom. That my boots, not only are they waterproof from the outside in, but also from the inside out. Because once they fill up with water, it stays in there. Yeah, I got this nice brown. I caught 3. This was the biggest one, about 16 inches or so. I thought I'd get them out in the out of the mud. My first time that I filmed it. Oh geez, he might be a little bit bigger than. It's actually 18 like and a half to the end of the label. So yeah, he's probably 17 and a half, something like that. That was a good one on the little spoon. Ultralight rod. 70-degree weather and end of October. It's gonna snow in a couple days, but we're out here doing this, getting wet and all that.
Did 2 stone towers, checking the tide.
Oh, look at that.
Proud of myself. If I didn't catch a fish, at least I made towers.
You made towers. Until a couple planes come along and smash them over, right? Hey, if that happens, if planes fly into that,
It's my fault.
call 911.
See if the tide's changed.
Watch this water ballet. You ready?
Okay.
I'm a water ballerina.
I should have videotaped that with your fish. Do it again.
Look at that! Whoa!
Wait.
My cup runneth over.
At least let me take a picture.
My boots runneth over.
Here.
You want to drink out of my? You want to drink some champagne? Get some champagne. Drink it out of my boots.
Sure, but I don't think I'm that desperate for champagne. Smile. Gotcha.
Brownie.
Right on.
You got brownies for dessert. Let me get some brownies. Have some brownies with some brownies.
Okay.
Got me and Kim short intro here. We're out here and see if I can get the little river behind me here. Small stream. Actually, it's a good sized stream. But yeah, we just caught 3 browns, and we got 1 for dinner. Threw the rest back, and we're gonna travel on, see what's going on. I can't believe it's like 80, 70 something degrees out. Not 80, but it's 70, 78.
It might be 78.
Yeah.
In the full sun.
All right. Well, we're gonna go down the river a little bit farther and continue our journey. Well, thus concludes the trout season for me. I just got snagged and lost my final lure that I'm gonna lose for the season. I decided. Lost about 3 today and a few yesterday, but yeah, it was fun. Caught 3 fish, and then I got snipped off by a salmon, and they got sharp teeth, and yeah, he just came up and hit my lure, snip, was gone. So 3 browns, and it was warm today, so there you have it. Yeah, hunting season's next.
We'll go like a quarter, half mile down, come down the Beaver Dam and up to the next ridge and hunt that.
So the dog's got a bell on her so that we can locate her and hear where she's working, as she zigzags out in front of us. And when she stops, there's a sensor every 3 seconds that she stops, it'll beep. So if she just stops for a few seconds, it starts beeping. We know she's on point.
Yep. There's Daisy's trick.
Oh, I heard it.
There it goes. Yeah, we'll see if we got it.
Yeah.
Oh, it could be another. Hold on. Stay ready for a second. It might go down like that. Good girl, you told us it was up in a tree. That's Daisy's trick.